And right now we're very honored to be joined by the man of honor here this afternoon at the Hart Center, Tyler McGregor, former captain and player here at the College of the Holy Cross, which had his number retired today. Tyler, thank you so much for coming into the broadcast booth.
Pleasure to be here. Love the opportunity.
Talk about your experience here on campus at Holy Cross. What made you choose Holy Cross? Why did you come here, and what was your experience like?
I can't imagine a better 4 years. Looking back at it now, I was incredibly fortunate to be with the group that I was with. You know, we had a lot of unbelievable memories for sure. I remember coming on the recruiting visit with my father. I'd met Coach Pearl, I'd met Coach Butt at the time. The first time I stepped on campus, it was a day kind of like today, right? Like kind of early in the fall, winter, just unseasonably warm, and walking around campus, I was like, this place is gorgeous, right? Like this is a place that I want to spend time for the next 4 years. And funny how, you know, you go through the academic stuff and you go through the sports stuff, but then the thing that I just couldn't shake, I was like, it's just a super pretty campus. It checked all the other boxes for me in terms of what I wanted out of my post-secondary education, and worked out fantastic. Very fortunate.
4 years of hockey here on campus. Talk about your experience with that team. You guys were able to clinch the NCAA tournament. We saw a video on the scoreboard as they were retiring your number of you scoring that big goal against Minnesota and the big upset in the NCAA tournament. How did college athletics shape you and your future relationships?
I just couldn't have imagined doing it any other way. I knew I wanted to continue to play for as long as I could. I didn't have any grand plans of playing professionally or anything like that, but the opportunity came up throughout my junior career and even later in my minor hockey career about playing while I was in school. I knew I wanted to go to more school. I ended up going to medical school, and I'm a doctor, so I wanted to find a place that could mix both of those things. Holy Cross obviously had an excellent academic and athletic balance for me. The cherry on top was just the group of guys that I'm still friends with to this day, right? Like, my classmates are just the best dudes. Like, we still stay in touch. We do vacation together a couple times, and it's so easy to just fall back into the memories we have. We probably drive our wives insane, right? Just with the stories that we've all told a million times, but it's been my post-Holy Cross life. Every aspect of it has been affected by being at Holy Cross. My wife was a graduate here, and it allowed me to get into medical school, and the memories truly have lasted a lifetime.
If you could give some piece of advice for someone who's like you, early in the fall now, starting to make those trips around campuses, what was it that keyed you in? I know you said it was a beautiful campus and the academics were right, but what advice would you give? For instance, your children are younger, but once they grow up, what's the advice you'd give them?
To me, obviously I'm biased, right? But Holy Cross is a special place that gives you the opportunity to truly find yourself. The liberal arts education it rounds you out, right? It makes you take classes that you aren't necessarily comfortable in. It grows those extra sides of your brain and extra sides of your heart, and I think those are really important. And I think the main thing is, it's hard to truly know yourself when you're a junior and senior in high school, right? There's a lot of change that happens in those years. So going on to college, you have to go somewhere that allows that change, right? If you pigeonhole yourself into something because you think you want to go into engineering or whatever it is, right? If you do that, but you're like, oh shoot, like maybe by the end of the road I don't love this, I think having a plan is fantastic. My plan, I ended up doing what I wanted to do, so Holy Cross allowed me to do that, and that's great. But it also allowed me to grow in a lot of other ways. And as a person, I met just an unbelievable amount of mentors here, surrounded by good people who legit formed who I am, above and beyond my family. So that was the biggest thing for me, is surround yourself with good people in an environment that allows you to be molded and grow. And if you do that, you'll end up in a pretty good place.
You're obviously a proud alum of here at Holy Cross. How does it make you feel when I make a statement like this? Head coach Brian Riley of Army said if he had children growing up, he'd want them to come here. How does that make you feel?
Coach Riley's been doing this a long time, right? When I did go out for the puck drop, you got to recognize his career. He's molded a ton of unbelievable young men at Army, which is one of the best institutions you can find. So those are big words coming from him, right? If he's saying something like that about Holy Cross, we're doing something right here.
Tyler McGregor, thank you so much for joining us here in the broadcast booth.